I started doubling down on my strengths, which was obviously fitness and social media, and that's when you see progress.
The answer to Tomas O'Leary probably once.
Showing people what I was eating and the way I was training.
You could see the fans behind the goal going absolutely crazy.
What did Gary Spike say? Hustle until the people are mocking you ask for a job.
Welcome back to Season 2 of the Frankly Nuts podcast.
With your hosts Joe Loftus and Kevin McCarthy.
Our podcast looks to delve deeper into the minds of those who have a story to tell.
We hope to bring you long-form, open and honest conversation.
We've always said that each guest brings something different to the table.
Strive to bring you content that may give you that little nugget of information you never heard before. Maybe it gives you that push to start that project you've been putting off for a while, or maybe it just gives you a laugh.
Before we start the pod, if you're listening on audio, we just want to ask if you could subscribe or leave a review.
If you're watching on YouTube, we'd ask that you hit the subscribe button or maybe hit the bell. You'll get a notification when our next podcast is up. That would be sweet. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. This week we are delighted to announce that we have just started a new partnership with a local company here in Cork called the West Cork Beard Company.
Yeah, the products that the guys have on store, they have some beard oils, beard balms and some beanies, and I must say we've used the products ourselves and we do find them to be of a high quality.
Yeah, and I suppose by supporting the West Cork Beard Company, if you are buying these products, you're supporting a local company who are also supporting us as a podcast, and this is only going to help us grow going forward, be it with travel or improving our equipment or our production quality.
Yeah, and if you just check out our description box down below, guys, you'll see their website. It's www.westcorkbeardcompany.ie, and be sure to check them out, check out their products. And on tonight's podcast, we're delighted to announce we have Spike O Sullivan, and we hope you enjoy it. Spike, how are you getting on?
Great, I never even do the name of the podcast, but I'm very impressed.
Brilliant. I suppose just to kind of go straight into it, you were fighting recently enough, weren't you? 2 weeks ago, was it, out in Boston?
Yeah, just over 2 weeks ago there.
Trying to give us a little background on it and who you were fighting. And
fought a guy called Kyrie Gray. He was local-ish. He's from Worcester, just outside of Boston.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was a tough fight for me, tougher than I expected. You know, he was really up for it. And I suppose these days I'm a bit of a scalp, and you know, to beat me is a good thing. And I could see it in him. You know, he was really motivated, and you know, he was up for the fight. But it went well for me in the end. I managed to stop him in the 6th round, and you know, he was a very good fighter, and I'm sure that you know he can come back and do very well.
Yeah, happy days. And you fought in Boston numerous times now, I'd say, at this stage, is it?
Yeah,
do you like the city?
I do. I love the city, actually. Yeah.
Very Irish feel to it.
There is indeed, yeah. Geez, there is. I always say description of Boston, you know, just say, for example, if you had a Chinese man who'd never been to Ireland or America or anywhere, and, you know, he didn't know anything about people's accents, and you drop them in Boston, you think he's definitely in Ireland.
In Ireland, like, you know,
there's more shamrocks in Boston than there is in Ireland. There's a massive Irish community there. And
unbelievable, yeah.
I fought there 10 times. No,
go away.
Jesus. Yeah, I know. I've had 14 fights in America, and that was my 10th one in Boston, yeah.
You must just feel like you're at home at this stage, you know, when you fight over there, like, you know.
Yeah, definitely, it's home away from home, and I've got a lot of good friends there now at this stage, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of them, like, just loads of them now, you know, too many just to mention. You know, it'd be like nearly at home if you start mentioning one or two, you forget others, you know.
Yeah.
Loads of friends there, you know, and it's just brilliant, like.
What I kind of wanted to ask was, I suppose we kind of take it back to the very start almost. We were kind of discussing off where we would have watched your interview with Paddy Houlihan, which I loved. And I just wanted to kind of ask, you grew up in Mahon, you started boxing at a very young age. Was that something when you started the boxing, like a light bulb went off and said, you know what, this is it, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? Or was there any other things in your mind that you wanted to do? Or, you know, was there that light bulb moment when you kind of put the gloves on?
Jeez, I don't think so. No, I always liked it. You know, I just love sport generally. You know, I love all sports really.
A fanatic.
Sports fanatic. I'd say, yeah. I don't know. Geez, I loved snooker and pool and hurling and soccer. And so just, I suppose, I didn't much interest in school. I wasn't too bad at school, like, you know. But I just wanted to be out looking out the window.
Yeah, like us all, I suppose.
Yeah. Any kind of physical activity, really, I was more into. You know,
brilliant.
Not necessarily just boxing, but it was up there, like, you know.
Yeah.
And you brought your belts in here tonight. Do you mind if we ask you to talk us through some of them?
Of course, yeah.
The big thing we noticed for anyone listening at home with the belts is the weight of them is frightening. They're about what, 10 pounds?
10 pounds, you were saying,
10 pounds a belt, like.
The green one, the Irish one, is a bit lighter.
Yeah.
Trying to show the camera, Kev.
Yeah. That one there. That's probably the lightest one, really, is it?
It is, yeah, by far, yeah. That is.
And then the other ones are
Far and away. The rest of them are all in around 10 pounds, yeah.
Yeah. So this
First
is the
one
first
there,
one. I'll pick it up.
that's American Fighting Organisation. That's a light middleweight title. I actually set out as a light middleweight at the beginning of my career.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I fought for that one in Boston. I fought a guy by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc.
Okay.
He was actually an actor.
Go ahead.
He became
First,
an actor afterwards.
okay.
Like, you know, and
Matt LeBlanc's brother.
maybe like myself, I might become an actor.
Yeah. Down the
Who
line.
knows, you know.
Yeah.
Actually done a few acting lessons not so long ago, a little bit. And
Go ahead.
Did you?
when I fought in LA, actually, there was a couple of movie producers and directors, you know. I went out for meals with them and had lunches with them and different guys and spoke to them about that, you know. And they were saying, you know, one thing that stuck in my mind was one of the directors said to me, there was John L. Sullivan, you know, he was the very first gloved ever heavyweight world champion, and he had a moustache similar to myself, and he said, like, I'd be the ideal man to play
Fit the role, like.
him, you know, if they was to make a movie about him, the first ever
That'd be
gloved
some
heavyweight.
experience.
Yeah, it'd be amazing, yeah.
Oh my
because
God.
you never know, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but
I might
But
see you on the big screens there.
were you in Straight
Honor?
Honor?
I was in
Straight Honor,
actually,
yeah. What was that experience like?
It's good crack, actually. Something
Yeah.
new, you know. It was different, like,
Yeah.
you know, taking punches for real.
Fuck,
It's a bit easier.
Yeah.
You know, half the boxing club actually that I was running at the time, along with my brothers and my mum and dad, you know,
Yeah.
we were on the club at the time. Half the boxers in that gym were in that movie, you know.
Oh,
It's a
cool.
great movie. Great looking back, I've actually seen all the lads in it, you know, just knowing nearly everybody in it, really, you know. But going back to Jimmy LeBlanc, he was in Gone Baby Gone. You remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
He's been in a few good big movies, you know. I've seen him again lately in recently something big as well. And I was like, geez, there he is again, you know. Good from a very nice guy, actually. I met him that night, and, you know, his kids were there and that, and they were nice.
Yeah.
Like the majority of boxers there.
Yeah.
You know, they're all mostly very nice, like.
Nice people,
You know,
like,
yeah, they are, yeah.
And how did the actual fight go? Was it?
Yeah, he actually got disqualified.
Did he?
He wasn't so nice in the ring as he was. I'll say that. He was. No, he was very nice. He apologised after the fight. You know,
Was it a headbutt or was it?
No, it was nothing like that. I had a good, quick, solid jab at the time, and
Which you still do. You still do.
I was pinning him down with the jabs frequently. And he kind of, you know, he said to me after the fight, he just couldn't
keep up to
avoid
pace.
it, and it was hurting him, you know. And he said, so he kept on grabbing holds, you know. And the ref kept on warning him and said, "Look, if you keep that up, you're going to get disqualified." But he said to me after the fight, as I say, he was a very nice guy. He just said, "Look,
I had to do it.
Couldn't take it, like.
you know."
And as a fighter, then do you get annoyed when that's happening during the fight? Then are you kind of like?
It was a bit frustrating, right?
Yeah,
He
you know,
was
just let us fight, like.
it was a bit frustrating, a frustrating fight, like, you know. But
Because you would have saw it recently
Got the
with
jab on.
David Price.
I saw a video of that on Facebook as well.
He got bitten.
I was actually doing commentary for TG Car that night, you know, and I was kind of keeping one eye on the phone as well, like, and I seen that race.
What was your man's name? Can was it?
Something
Can, yeah.
Cash Ali was it?
Cash Ali was it? Yeah.
So,
But he fucking got disqualified for biting him.
I saw bits of it on social media, right?
Yeah, and he was getting tormented leaving the ring then, like your man. Obviously, which is probably rightly so. You shouldn't bite someone in the ring, like, you know.
No. Like Mike Tyson, but Holyfield, yeah. Crazy, mate.
Next up, then we have the Irish one that I would have just shown there earlier.
Yeah.
The lighter one. Do you want to kind of talk us through that one?
Well, that one, that.
Yeah.
I was actually light middleweight. At my first 9 fights at light middleweight, actually, and then I got the opportunity to fight for the middleweight Irish title. I got offered that fight, and it appealed to me, you know, to become the Irish champion. I'm proud Irishman. Like,
and what's the difference in weight between light middleweight and middleweight?
6 pounds.
6 pounds.
Almost half a stone, you know. So, but I just moved up and took the opportunity. I fought a guy, Kieran Healy from Belfast. Another very nice guy, actually.
Yeah.
I still keep in touch with him now and again through Twitter. I fought him anyway, I beat him. Got the belt, and I defended it then against the guy Robbie Long from Dublin, who's actually another very nice guy. He now lives in Boston. I've actually been around to his house while I was in Boston for a fight. He's a chef, and I called around to his house and he made me up a nice meal, and, you know, healthy to make weight and all that. He knows about that.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
which is
and
nice, I suppose, when you fight a fella like.
He goes to all my fights now. He's retired from boxing now, but you know, he goes along to all my fights. You know, he's a very nice guy as well.
Fuck it.
I defended the title against him, but that's how I actually moved up to middleweight. I was never a middleweight, but I moved up, and just because of this belt, and I went up and beat Kieran Healy for it, and then I ended up defending against Robbie Long, and then Frank Warren signed me as a middleweight, and
that's
I went on then to fight for that belt.
This one here, no. This is the international WBO champion.
Yeah, I went to fight for that one. Actually, it was on my birthday.
I'll give it a good look there. Like shiny one.
Yeah.
And that's a heavy one as well. Like that's
okay, that is
like
very
Joe's head. Like not much far behind you. But no, that was great. That was actually up there with my favourite. Yeah, I love them all, but
this one kind of gives you the fondest memories almost.
Like, I was going to say that, but I'm not quite sure, but I'm not 100% sure really. But it was up there, definitely up there. I loved it. It was great. It was Upton Park.
Upton Park. That must have been some experience.
And
being a soccer fan as well, like
big
to fight.
Soccer fan. Big
Do you know
soccer
to fight
fan.
at a stadium like that with such history?
It was
Like
unreal. And on my birthday as well. Like, and I grew up there. I spent a lot of time at my grandparents' house. My granduncle lived there, Sean, and he was a big West Ham United supporter, which gave me a soft spot in my heart for West Ham.
Absolutely,
I always liked West Ham, and the fight there at their ground was unreal. Like, and on my birthday too. And
jeez, everything tied in so like.
Everything was kind of going against me. Actually, I was 18 pounds overweight when I got the call to fight. I had been out of the ring 11 months, and I made weight. And
how tough was that weight cut?
It was unreal.
Yeah.
At the time, but I'm gone back down to late middleweight now. But at the time, I just wasn't in the gym that much. I was, I hadn't fought in 11 months, and
it's a grueling 2 weeks, like to kind of cut the.
Jeez, it was.
Yeah.
Jeez, it was. It's a big struggle, right?
And when you do cut the weight and you lose that 18 pounds, you get on the scales the day before the fight. Is it just about replenishing then, like straight away afterwards? Like
mostly about hydration is more important. Like, would you be hungry as well, of course, and But if you can't really eat too much because you've been starving yourself.
Yeah.
Like when you're making weight like that, that process, in that fashion,
Yeah. You want to slowly come back to
normal. Your body can't take the food anyway. Like, but like, I'm far more professional in my approach now. I'm more active thanks to my promoter now. Golden Boy Promotions are very good at Murphy's Boxing. They've kept me busy, and I wasn't always like that. Wasn't always kept busy with promoters. So I train more frequently now and full time, like, and the fights are more frequent. So even making late middle now this time was, even though I'm 7 years older, I can make a lighter weight easier than I did then, because
back then,
just
mad, isn't it?
Much better condition.
Yeah.
And is there much difference in when you when you get into the ring? How much weight would you kind of put on in between? Because like even looking at McGregor, remember when he was at 145, he was skin and bone. And he was almost, they'd say he was 155, 160. Then fight night, like, he would put it all back on. Is that a big jump to be doing, like, or would you have done something similar, or would you have just been a bit?
Well, at middleweight I put on very little, because I'm not really a middleweight anyway.
Yeah.
For example, when I fought Lemieux, when I got knocked out in Vegas, he put on something crazy though.
18 pounds or something, was it?
19. Yeah. I put on 1.
Jesus.
So he was 18 pounds heavier than me,
And that is tough in the ring, I imagine. Like,
that's why there's weight divisions, There's weight is a big advantage, But this fight now, I got down to 153.8 pounds, which is 11 stone. I was about 11 going back in the ring, But I done it more correctly than I did for the Vegas fight anyway, Or in the past, I think I've got better at making weight. Putting on a few pounds is definitely the advantage. I felt very, very strong compared to my opponent in there physically, and I could feel. I felt like I had a bit of weight on him,
Yeah. And what do you think were some of the biggest nights you would have had throughout your career, or what would be maybe the biggest night you had? You reckon?
So many, I'd imagine. Yeah.
There's been a few, but I suppose like the one that really. Probably my happiest memory was the one in Quebec in Canada, the Antoine Douglas fight. That was big because the reason it was my biggest fight, or best memory really, I suppose, was because I knew at that point I had got onto the big money to, to get what I set out for. The most important thing to me at this time, to provide for my children and
absolutely.
Get a house. So no house or nothing like that. So it still didn't scare out me at that point, but I knew that it was after opening the door to me.
Yes.
To get there, So that was great, and I was very
And he was he was favoured for that fight? Like, was he? Like, I read that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Well, he was. You know, he was a very good fighter. You know, and looking back as well, like again, when going back down to light middleweight, he was a far bigger man than me. You know.
Yeah.
But
that must make it all that sweeter. Like, if he was favoured in your match.
Yeah, definitely. He was definitely. I mean, it was a sweet night. You know, I trained hard. Like, I really trained so hard for it. You know.
Yeah.
Jeez, I was in very good shape. You know, very fit.
Unreal.
And determined. And
You did it then, like, yeah.
I did. Yeah. That's good. That was that belt there. I actually won 2 of them that night, believe it or not. 2 of those belts. WBA, NABA and the WBO Intercontinental. I won both of those that night.
North American.
Like, yeah.
Funnily enough, I don't know exactly what happened, but
Looked good on me, didn't it?
lovely.
We'll have to get a few pictures now after.
And then this is the one you're on about as well.
Yeah, well, as I say, I won both of them that night. But the one you had up first there, the WBA, NABA, I actually had won that one again previously.
Alright.
I fought there the night. It was in the Gannis Stadium in Boston. It was a lovely arena as well. It was the undercard of James Agale and Red Dorrell. It was when James Agale became the professional world champion. It was a great night for him and for me as well. I won that title that night. But I only have the belt once, I don't have it twice. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I think when I fought Antoine Douglas, they were pretty sure that I wasn't going to beat him, you know, so
Okay.
I don't think they brought that one along. The other one, the WBO Intercontinental was vacant, so they had that at ringside, and I got that belt that night, but I acquired off the promoter where the other belt was, and they said that I had to pay a few quid for it, so I was like,
What? And you would won it like it was yours, and you had to pay to get it, like. Fuck
yeah.
it.
That's bizarre.
Bit ridiculous, like, but sure, look.
I already had the belt at home, and so I wasn't going to buy a second one.
Yeah.
And that's actually something I want to kind of ask is like, do you know, you see in boxing there are quite a lot of belts for the one division, like. Do you know, can you kind of give us a bit of light on that? Like, because it is very confusing. Like,
There's different federations, and there's
There's like WBO, World Boxing Organisation, WBA, the World Boxing Association, WBC. Don't even know what that means. World Boxing Champion or something.
yeah. There's never going to be a day where they unify as an organisation and just have the one belt, is there? No.
Because they're all taking their cut of the pie, you know.
Right. It's
Crazy
crazy.
business, you know.
Yeah.
It is, because you look at Anthony Joshua there now, he has 4 out of 5, isn't it? And he needs one more to unify it and be the heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah,
like.
Weiler has the WBC, which he don't think he should have. I think Fury beat him, you know. He did
Yeah.
That's actually on my notes to ask you, because
big fine task, well. Yeah.
we wouldn't be, like, we'd watch boxing or whatever, but I wouldn't know how to score it, you know, from Adam, like. But when I watched that, I remember, like, I even tweeted and I was like, how could any judge have given that to Wilder? Like,
it was a disgrace.
Yeah.
You know.
And I know Wilder dropped him or whatever,
did,
but like how he got up and, you know, the resilience he showed after that, like, was
the story of it, like, on its own was unreal.
Yeah.
Like, coming back.
It was like a Rocky movie.
You know, mental health struggles and all that, like, and.
Oh yeah, big time. But he's
a
great.
he's
Fury. Like, it's impossible not to like him. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Would you have had many kind of dealings with him in the past?
I met him a few times.
Yeah.
He was actually there that night. I won that fight, the funnest night of my life. He came into the dressing room to wish me luck prior to the fight.
I'd say he's a gent.
Gentleman, like, you know.
Sound out.
Fierce, nice guy out here, yeah. He is, yeah. Jeez, lads, you got me a new cup, did you?
We did. Actually, we forgot to even say it. Yeah, Jesus.
Brilliant. We should have had the coffee in that. You go back
Spike
down
got
to
us coffees,
McDonald's, you
actually.
know.
Cheers, Spike.
Oh, not a bother.
But yeah, that's
Tell him fill that up for us. Yeah.
I saw you looking at it, right? I forgot if you said it to him or not.
No, completely forgot.
Thanks
Courtesy of Gary McCarthy.
Brilliant. Fair play.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to ask next, your record at the minute, is it 28-3 or 29-3?
30, is it?
30.
30.
Just 30-3.
30-3.
To be 31-3 there now after that. Getting the record on.
Yeah.
Turn off the cameras there a minute.
Not complete out.
What I would have saw with your record is, like, do you know, when you do encounter a loss, you went on some very long win streaks, like, you've never had a back-to-back defeat. Is that something that, you know, when you do lose, you want to show resilience, you want to show, like, you know, fuck it, I'm going to come back stronger than ever? Because you would have seen some fighters, they might lose back-to-back fights. And is that, like, psychologically then, if you lose back-to-back, you're thinking,
well, yeah,
I know it's never happened to you, like, but...
Yeah, I'd be just kind of kicking yourself after defeat and you'd be up to win.
You're fired
when you
then,
get back
like,
to winning ways. I'd be used to winning, like, I think I had about 16 wins before I had my first defeat. And
yeah.
It's almost like a shock, is it, to the system?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Going back into the dressing room, it's almost like you have to reset and go again.
Yeah, it was a long time undefeated as well. Prior to that, a few years, you know.
Yeah.
if I remember. I can't remember fully correctly, but yeah, about 5 years actually, because
It is such a hard sport.
Debut in 2008, and I got beaten in 2013.
Yeah.
I was actually at your debut.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Neptune. Billy Walsh was fighting the same night, and Mike Praise. They were all fighting that night, weren't they?
Yeah. So you were only about 40 that night.
I'm glad you realise he's older than me anyway. Like, I'm glad that's known. Like,
There's only about 2 years between us, boy.
But yeah, you were there that night,
I
anyway.
was, yeah. Just said I'd throw that in there, like. Just said I'd throw it in there. Throwback Thursday. Yeah.
Actually, I met a fella there recently. He gave me a poster from it.
I'll go ahead.
Yeah, Gaspar.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. It was only
Back
about
in the day, like.
2 weeks ago.
Fuck, Jesus.
I know, it's random, but I couldn't believe it.
And you're now beaten in for 5 years.
I did. Yeah, 5.5 years, I think, actually. Yeah.
Jeez. And was it much of a decision when you were actually turning pro to go from amateur to pro? Because like it's a different ball game, really, isn't it? Like amateur, you have the head guard and all that
It's
kind
more
of
of
stuff.
a point system at amateur, is it?
I wasn't doing much amateur boxing anyway at the time, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I was kind of running the boxing up, training fellas, and
Yeah.
I always kind of had a hunger to fight, a bit of a desire. I like boxing, like, and I just having a few fights here and there, and then I got asked to go professional. And I was when I got the opportunity, I took it, and I was glad to have a pro fight, and I wasn't sure if I'd have another. I just said I'd see how it went, like,
Yeah.
and yeah, just kind of, what could I say, a novelty, like, kind of things. And like, geez, I'm a professional boxer. At the time, I was like, oh, it's great, like,
Yeah.
but I wasn't sure whether I'd have a second fight or whatever,
Yeah.
But then actually my second fight in America, and that went good too. Won that by knockout as well, and that was great. Downtown in Boston, the Orpheum Theatre, it was actually pretty cool, like, and got my third fight. I can't remember how it was fully, but I think the first 3 fights were knockouts. Oh, it was the National Stadium in Dublin.
All right. Yeah.
Where I was doing the TG4 or TG Carter, sorry.
Commentary.
Yeah, the commentary.
And like obviously with boxing being such a long career and stuff like that, many fights, injuries do come around often. You've had a few yourself, haven't you, with the perforated eardrum?
A few, yeah. I've had 3 same eardrum perforated 3 times,
During fights each time?
No.
Once
was a spare, but I found it quite hard to cope with, like,
It must be a weird feeling, like,
It was for me anyway. I don't know, other fellas probably get it done and didn't suffer as badly by it. I suppose, different problems for different people. Or my ribs broke twice, and
Jesus,
I did. That was a bit sore,
Yeah, it's the breathing.
I had no problem continuing on. It was grand. Like I fought on away. There's not a bother. Like, but a little bit sore. But the eardrum was very, affects your balance and all that.
Yeah.
Vision as well.
Yeah,
it's all connected. Like,
And with it, do you go partially deaf when it happens? Like, can you not hear? Is it a ringing?
I can't
is it?
remember I don't think you got deaf. No, as far as I remember, no, it was just balance. The biggest issue.
Yeah.
I got a burst once in sparring. I got a burst in 2 fights. Once at Billy Joe, it's the first time, and
then with Eubank.
Yeah.
And obviously, then the corner had to make the decision at the time. Then, when that happens, is that tough? Obviously, as a fighter, you mightn't be in total agreement with it, because you might turn around and say, "For fuck's sake, lads! Like, I could have done it."
Big punch, and you're always in with a chance. Like,
Yeah.
always said to me, you could be in a 12-round fight, you could have lost the first 11 rounds, but with the power I have, you could always land a punch in
the 12th round.
You never know. You're always in there with a chance. But
I suppose they're looking after you and your health.
Yeah, of course. The eardrum, the balance. I was all over the shop. I was probably most likely never going to win the fight. I think in hindsight they made the right decision. And I said that.
Yeah.
Not immediately, but as I reflected on it, like
when you come around like that.
Eubank, the following fight after me, he brain damaged a friend of mine, Nick Blackwell. He'd never recovered. No, like he's.
Fuck.
Did that happen to him a second time then? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, you're right. He went sparring. He shouldn't have.
Yeah, but I suppose
it's like a drug,
It's his livelihood almost.
But he could never box again. It was just sparring,
Fuck, it's like.
But like, you're preparing for fights and you're kind of in the middle of it and you're going, oh jeez, but when you're out for a while, in a few weeks, you're kind of get back.
It's all almost like.
Lost, like.
I can really relate to how he felt,
Yeah.
But he's tough, very tough guy, and he was. I knew Nick well. I know him well, like,
Because was he sparring with you and Billy Joe? Like, did Billy Joe?
I never sparred Nick, myself, but I was there. We were both Frank Buglione. He was fighting for the world title, and me and Nick were sharing the rounds. You know, Frank was preparing for 12-round fight, so I might do 6 of them. And there's another guy, Luke Keeler, we were all involved with Luke Frank's sparring camp at that time. Yeah. Nick, he stayed in the hotel in Main City West. I stayed there all the time, and we became good friends. You know, staying in the hotel together, and very nice guy, like, you know. That was shocking.
And it's the sport itself, like, really, isn't it? The sport you're in, these things can happen just like that, like,
can indeed, yeah.
You know?
I mean, that fight, no, he fought Eubank like immediately after me, you know. But if my coach didn't do such a great job in pulling me out, like,
exactly,
me, you know.
Who knows? Like, fuck.
Oh, without doubt. You know?
And with the Nick Black, did that happen immediately after the fight, or was it a case of a couple of hours? Or
no, he was stretched out of the ring.
Fuck, that's
as far as I remember. No.
Yeah,
I think
must be tough to see. Imagine being the family in the crowd then and seeing that, and it's fucking very tough, like, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
I know his brother Dan, actually. His Nick's brother Dan's a professional boxer as well, you know, and I was chatting to Dan about it, like, as well, like, you know.
Yeah.
Tough for him all, like, and Dan has a daughter, and, you know, Nick was a very good uncle to her, you know.
Yeah. Fuck, it's a shame to see.
It is, yeah.
And throughout the years, you've had some big fights yourself, fought some big opponents. Each time, do you take something away from that? It's experience, and you bring that with you then, obviously, in your career.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely, you do. Yeah. You're learning all the time, you know. I mean, and Van der Holyfield, 4 times heavyweight champion in the world. He said he was always learning, you know. After being 4 times heavyweight champion in the world,
you never stop, really. Like.
I mean, if he's learned, who's not?
Yeah.
You know, the fool think otherwise, ignorance. You know.
And speaking of the Eubank fight, like, can I ask what was that experience like overall? Because, like, the build up and promotion, the whole lot around that, like, was fucking everywhere, like. And
it was a bit small but surreal. That was one fight was a bit surreal for me, because having been a fan of his father's, you know, growing up.
Yeah.
I always followed his father and liked him, you know. I still like him, you know. And, I remember that when I fought him the night, and I fought him, the crowd chanted Eubank. You know, it was a big, strong English crowd. I think there was 20,000 of them there, and it was indoors, you know. It was like a big tent, the O2 in London, you know, and it almost brought me back to being sitting on the couch watching his father, you know.
Go away.
It did, you know, because I watched all his father's fights, and
and his dad would have had a kind of history with Ireland, fighting Steve Collins in Mill Street as well, like,
wasn't it? 95, was it?
Sure, Steve was in my corner that night, you know.
Brilliant.
He's Pascal's brother, isn't he?
And Eubank Senior was in Eubank's corner, you know.
That's brilliant, isn't it? That's fucking.
It was a good crack, you know.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. He's gone up to super middleweight. He's done well.
Eubank,
you know, he beat the Gale, actually.
Yeah.
Recently, I watched that fight. He beat him well as well.
He's
he
good,
beat him well.
Fighter, Eubank, you know.
Yeah.
Was there much communication after that fight with you, or was it just a case shake hands and go?
We shook hands and
that's it.
That was it, really, like, you know.
Yeah.
And would you be like, you know, bad blood before the fight? You leave it in the ring and that's it. You wouldn't take anything, you know, personally out of the ring.
Well, to be honest, in that fight, there was a bit of bad blood before the fight, alright.
Yeah.
It was mostly caused through my side. Antagonising him and annoying through videos and that kind of shit, you know.
The kiss as well.
The kiss,
that was the best. That was brilliant.
But it was mind games, you know, and
I
mean, like, it was just to get the fight, and I was just trying to get the fight because it was my biggest payday.
Yeah.
You know, and he's a big name, and to get the money and try and provide for my family. That's why
absolutely,
I antagonised him. I wasn't
number one, like,
personal, you know. And
the kiss was fucking brilliant.
The kiss was
good. That really got in his head. Like, was it after that then he wouldn't square off? Like,
no, it was prior to that.
Oh, was it?
Prior he wouldn't square off.
Oh,
he said he'd see me kiss a Fitzgerald, you know.
Yeah. I only watched that YouTube video last night as well.
it was only for the laugh. Yeah. The whole reason how it all came about was this. I tell you what happened though. I was doing a Fitzgerald. I was having a press conference with Fitzgerald up in Dublin, you know.
Yeah.
Remember that Andy Fitzgerald?
Yeah.
I fought him in DO2 3 Arena now in Dublin, you know.
Yeah.
But when I was doing the press conference with him, I remember it was a very hostile crowd. It was in the Smock Alley there in Dublin, you know. And it was all his supporters there, like straight from Cork. Like, it was, that was a midweek day or whatever. Like, and I don't know, I knew, but I don't know. He's had a kind of stick in his head. He's a bit of a rough old fella. Like, he's tough. He's a tough man. Like, he is. You know, he always was a tough fella. Like, you know, he's had some good fights over the years himself. And he fought Andy Lee, and he fought the guy Hassan Nadam. People forget about that. You know, Hassan Nadam beat Andy Lee in the Olympics, and Fitzgerald fought him as a pro on very short notice and went 12 rounds with him, world champion. You know. He was a rough, tough guy, but he stuck the head in me at the press conference, like, and I don't know, he pushed me or something, I think. I was thinking, what will I do? The instinct was kind of give him a slap, you know, hit him a punch, like. So it initially came into my mind immediately, you know. I said, how could I fucking annoy him now? Worse than giving him a punch, like, what would be better? I just said, you know what, I'll give him a kiss in front of all his buddies for the laugh. So I just gave him a kiss, like, he went mad over it. It got to him. It was good. So then when we done, there was several press conferences with Fitzgerald again, and you know, Matchroom, that's the way to do it. Like Eddie Hearn, they do a great job. Like
There's massive marketing and promotion done behind the fights. Like
well, not by all promoters. Well,
some are better than others.
Not
let's
as
say.
good.
Like,
Eddie Hearn's very good. You know?
I actually would have. Did you watch the Katie Taylor documentary yet on Netflix? Or it was on RT as well.
I know Katie very well as well. She's lovely, and I must watch it. You know, and sure my daughter would love to watch it. I might watch it with her.
Yeah, it's inspiring.
Is it the same one that
was on RT?
Yeah, because I'd seen it on RT, then I saw it on Netflix, and I was wondering.
Yeah, she's great. And Eddie Hearn says there recently that she's his favourite fighter. I think you know.
Yeah,
she's great. She's a lovely person, like, and she's a phenomenal fighter.
Legend, like.
She's unbelievable. She's
from what you could see,
she's in a league of her own, like.
Yeah, she made women's boxing, like.
It's unbelievable.
You could even say that with your hands up, like.
Oh, she did. Do you
know, and what she went through her career, like, you know, with her corner changing, you know, and everything, and she went through tough times, and she's back on top now. Like, she is one of the, you know, she's the best in the world.
She's
like,
living over in Connecticut.
Connecticut,
that's right. Yeah, with her coach, he's a lovely guy as well. Actually, met him there a few times. But going back anyway, the press conferences for the Eubank fight, there were several of them, you know, and you said that to fly over to bloody UK there for a press conference and back to Dublin again for training and all this, like. But Eubank was a bit of a bollocks that way as well, actually. Though he'd make you miss flights and stuff. He'd take a turn at the press conferences late, and you know we were going to Sky HQ and all that stuff. For the gloves were off and all this.
Fucking around,
missing flights all of them, like. But like, I suppose to be fair to him, he was only trying to get back at me for what I was doing to him on social media. I was slaughtering him, like, you know, a bit witty there, do a Cork wit there. Like, he
didn't like it at all, like,
No. But I remember him, he was like, oh, I'm not facing off, and I seen him kiss a man one time and all that, and I said, like, for fuck's sake, I don't know, was it my 28th fight or something like that against him, I can't remember now, 27. I said, look, sure, I fought 26 other fellas as well, or 25 or whatever it was. I never kissed any of them, it was just denied that fella. He was like, nah, not doing it. I said, you're afraid of me and all this, you know. Just all mind games, like. And he done the gloves off, and he got the better of it, I felt. You know, but I think, you know, he did. He's good. He's a good speaker.
Talker,
Good, very good. Smart, intelligent fella. Like a lot of good fighters are though. They're not no fools. Like takes a bit of intelligence
to get in the ring in the first place. Like
because there is plenty talking to be done as well. Like you know, it's half the battle in the lead up to it. Like
selling the fight, like,
advantage.
As well again between yourself and your opponent. Like, but so I felt as though he got the better of me that night. I think I'm gonna have to trump him somewhere along the line and get back a psychological advantage. You know. And the kiss was it. What done it and it done it. I done it good, and I aggravated him and
big
you know,
smooth.
I got him good there. You know, he was really pissed off. Actually, after the fight, he said to me he wanted me to apologise about that. Like, you know.
Jeez, and you never did fuck it,
No, I did.
Oh, did you?
I did because you know he won the fight.
You
know, the better man won the fight, and I just said, you know, I'm sorry if I shook his hand because I'm sorry for it. Like, you know, I mean. Was you know, he beat me like, and you know, sure it was just a kind of a, you know,
all part of it, like.
You know, if he felt that upset about it, like it was only part of it. I meant nothing by it. Just
you shouldn't take anything to heart, almost.
If a fella had done it to you, like you wouldn't hold the same, probably, like. Grudge, like,
Nah, just give him a kiss back.
Enjoy it, like.
There's no love interest there, like,
Oh no.
But Eubank as well. Did I hear right that he trains with no coach, or he doesn't have a coach or something?
He didn't. He does now, doesn't he?
He's there for his last fight against the Gale, you know. It was a good thing for him, you know.
Yeah.
Because when I heard that, I was like, Jesus.
He didn't for years, right?
Sparring partners and stuff like that, like, but
he trained him.
He could have lost the Gale easily, like, you know, if he hadn't got a coach. I think it was good. He made the right move because he got beat with Billy Joe Saunders, you know, and the Gale is similar-ish to the Saunders, you know. Both very good, skillful southpaws, you know.
And the Gale, did he retire after that fight?
He did.
Yeah. He went out after that fight. Yeah, it was a tough fight to watch.
It was. He was on the slide, like.
He was, and then Eubank is younger and quicker, and you know, it was just
bigger.
Yeah,
looked very big, Eubank.
Yeah. And I suppose we talked about the big opponents you faced, and I suppose you almost faced an even bigger one in Glofkin at one stage. Did you? Was that
almost? Yeah.
Was that ever close?
It was very close. Yeah.
I remember the rumours going around, and
I ended up fighting actually Golden Boy Promotions, they gave me a better deal, like, financially.
Yeah.
That's what it boiled down to, even though it was my desire to fight Loughlin. I really would have loved to fight him at the time, and would have been the biggest fight any Irishman had ever participated in.
Yeah, it would have been
regard,
crazy.
3 world title belts in one night. That was 3 or 4. Golden Boy, like, to be honest, they looked after me, like, and
was that because Canelo had to drop out of the fight? Was it the first time?
yeah,
Was it?
that's what happened. Canelo tested positive for clenbuterol.
Oh,
yeah.
at the time.
He failed the thing, yeah. And they were looking for the
So,
replacement
that's
at the
what
time.
happened. I was in the rankings to step in, like, basically, kind of a thing. And
I can remember Billy Joe put up the Instagram and Dana White commented then underneath.
That's right,
Must have been
yeah.
surreal, like, was it? To see all that happening, or
well,
did you take much notice?
I don't know. I actually was on the phone to Dana White about it, actually.
Were
because
ya?
I wanted to promote the fight, like, and
Oh, yes, that's
but
good.
I'm a Golden Boy, like,
Yeah.
so I have promoters. And I'm at Murphy's Boxing, and Ken Casey with Dropkick Murphy's, and that, so I have promoters. And
You didn't need
it was nice, like, it's kind of flattering to see all these
Yeah.
people want to promote the fight. It was nice.
Yeah.
Actually, my coach trainer, Pascal Collins, knows Dana White, because Dana's from Boston anyway.
Mm.
Yeah.
They lived in Boston, Pascal, and Steve, his brother, lived there for 3 years. That's where they was trained in Petronelli gym, where Marvin Hagler was from, and Rocky Marciano. And
Go ahead.
it was actually
The
the first
greats,
gym I was
like,
ever
old
at.
school,
Yeah, funny enough, my father's favourite fighter was Marciano. My mother's favourite fighter was Marvin Hagler. She actually wanted to call me Marvin, but my father said it was too flamboyant.
Too flamboyant for a Cork kid.
Cork,
Yeah.
But, I like Steve myself. Steve Collins, obviously, being a great Irish world champion. So,
Yeah.
but Steve trained out of the gym, the Petronelli gym in Brockton, Massachusetts, and Hagler trained or Marciano, Steve Collins. And for me to be the first gym I ended up in America was it kind of gave me a feeling of destiny for myself to become champion of the world one day. And I still believe probably I'm closer now than ever to become the world champion. I think I have a better chance at light middleweight. The men are more my size.
Fuck it, let's keep the fingers crossed and wish you do it. Like, it'd fucking be great to see a fella from
Yeah.
Cork.
If I can do it, like, I think I'm within touching distance.
Fuck it, that's exciting times.
There's a possibility I could fight for the world title in May, and get the card of Canelo and Danny Jacobs. We're not sure yet. We're just waiting on
A confirmation of
talks
it.
from
Yeah.
Golden Boy and what's next, and that, so we're not sure yet.
Fuck it.
Very good.
Something to keep an eye on.
What about the deal Canelo got with, is it DAZN?
That's fucking
hell,
crazy.
he got 11 fights, 360 million or something, was it? Or
365, I think, yeah.
It's crazy money, like, isn't it?
Yeah,
Crazy
it's
fucking
unbelievable.
money.
Yeah, I see the breakdown of it there some time back, per second, per
Oh,
minute.
that, yeah.
Should I-
That's what really opened your eyes, like, isn't it?
It's great. The
Fucking
Mexicans, the Mexican population, their love of boxing, that's what it's about, like, bums on seats, and he's blown all the figures out of the water. He's the richest athlete of all time now.
Yeah.
Is he?
More than Ronaldo or McGregor or any of these, anybody
crazy,
around.
like.
Yeah.
And what did you make of that fight, the Canelo and Golovkin? Because there was a lot of controversy around people, about the decision and stuff. Was
I
there?
was telling you the truth, I was in the back of an ambulance, so I didn't know much about it.
Fuck it.
I had to leave straight away after
Did
getting
ya?
knocked out. Like, even though
Yeah.
I was fine, like, I felt fine. Sure, I actually hadn't knocked out, like, but I was knocked down, and the referee waved the fight off, and it's mandatory basically after being
You have to get checked out.
concussed. You have to go to the hospital, so I had to go to the hospital myself and my trainer Pascal. We were in the back of the ambulance, like,
Yeah.
discussing the next move, about moving
Is
down
that-
to light middleweight, because
Yeah.
it's been so late, and I was like, well, let's do it,
Yeah.
Because that was the first knockout you ever had in your career, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So that is tough to process, like, I suppose.
Well, it was get knocked out by such a fucking asshole, like.
Yeah.
I knew he's probably
Actually,
the
yeah.
biggest prick I've ever fought, to be quite honest about. Like,
Yeah.
he's a fucking asshole, like. And that Eubank, not so much, to be honest. I used to say that was the one that said all the shit, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, as I say, it's none of it really meant personally, like,
Yeah.
It's never
Yeah.
personal, for
It's
me.
all the
anyway.
mental warfare and
Yeah, and just creating the buzz about the fight and saying, oh, geez, getting public interest and they want to see the
Yeah,
fight.
you want to create, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to earn the money to provide for my family,
yeah.
But Lemieux, he's fucking, I don't like him at all.
He went a bit too far, like, didn't he? Did he say something permanently damaged or something like?
Yeah, he said he
in the
wanted to
build-up?
permanently damage me and all that.
That's yeah.
just-
There's lines to it,
I
like,
think,
and
a lot of the guys he fights, they don't like him, and I know a lot of, I won't mention anybody,
Yeah.
but a lot of people I talk to, you know, that they don't like him, you know.
Yeah. He's Canadian, is he?
He's French Canadian, yeah.
French
Actually, I've had my most successful night in Quebec, where he's from. I think he lives around there. But he fought that night as well. He actually was the main event that night. He fought Billy Joe Saunders that night. You know?
Yeah.
Saunders destroyed him, and you know, Saunders actually advised me. Myself and Billy Joe were good friends, and he advised me on what sparring partners to get for Lemieux, and sparring went very well. I felt very, very good, and I think Lemieux got lucky that night.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not want to turn around and say people got lucky, you know.
Yeah.
But I believe he did.
Yeah.
I think I would have won the fight.
If there was another chance, it could be a completely
If he
different
had
outcome.
landed that punch, I believe so. Yeah, I think he's far bigger man than me, but I still believe I could beat him, even if we fought it in time.
Yeah.
Before I retire, I'd fight him at whatever he wants, light heavyweight or something. I feel like I could beat him.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
And
you know.
that was a big part of your decision then, I suppose, to move to light middleweight. And
Makes more sense, you know, for every fight, you know, because they're bigger men than me, you know.
Yeah.
You know, they're all bigger. Saunders and Eubank are at super middleweight now, and you know, but not even if they were just still at middleweight, they're still bigger guys than me. I proved that I can make them a light middleweight quite easily.
Yeah.
Just 2 weeks ago, you know, and I'm getting older, like, so I can still make it at an older age is unusual, you know.
Yeah,
it's
the
supposed to
opposite.
show that I'm too small for middleweight, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is there an age in your head that you think, look, when I get to that certain point, I'm gonna call it?
Yeah.
Is there?
Definitely. I was kind of the bus pass age in time.
Yourself and Joe there now.
He's close. This is next year, is it?
I'm getting the right rally, for God's sake.
But it can be tough, like, and as you get older, obviously, no matter how fit you feel, your body does kind of start to wear. And
I've been injury free, like,
Yeah.
in regard
Thank
of,
God.
you know, I mean, just shoulders and all that kind of thing. You see a lot of fighters with shoulder injuries and hand injuries and whatnot. I've none of that really, and just the eardrum, like, which is perfect. I was going to retire from boxing, actually, funny enough, after the Eubank fight. I thought, you know, there was a weakness there. I haven't had it happen, like, you know.
3 times.
Yeah. So I thought, fuck it, you know, because it's a big commitment being away from your family, being in training camp for fights and all that. And
That's what I wanted to ask next. Yeah, you're on
Training camp?
Yeah, how long would you be out of training camp for? 8 weeks, 12 weeks?
about that, yeah. So, like, I've done about 14 weeks for the Lemieux, the longest ever. But I was in the best shape of my life. I was the best of my life for that fight. I believe I should have won the fight. Like, I would have won the fight if that hadn't happened. But he did throw the punch to his credit, like, you know.
Yeah.
You know, he threw it. He got the punch, and credit to him for that. You
Yeah,
know, but you know, that's boxing as well. Like,
It is.
happen, you know, but,
In one punch, like 1 second can change a fight.
Yeah, where were we there?
Just about
Training
the
camps.
training camps. And
Sorry, yeah, going back to that. You know, I was going to retire from boxing because it's a lot of commitment.
Yeah.
And being away from the family, not like, you know,
Yeah.
it's just tough.
And for camp, where do you go for camp?
Dublin.
Yeah.
Celtic Warrior gym there
Yeah,
in Dublin, you
yeah,
know, and have done from the very day one, and always will do till the day I retire, you know. And, you know, it's just, I was thinking, if I was to continue boxing and there was a weakness in the eardrum, it could happen again so easily in a fight if there was a weakness there, and what's the point? And, you know, continue on, I'd probably never go on to earn significant money to make it all worth it for my family, you know. What it's mostly about. So I was thinking, but I went and got to the ear, nose and eyes,
Specialist or
specialist
whatever.
and all that, yeah, and I got 2 opinions. I got to see, actually, was a guy that was, like, recognised the best guy around to look at it, and they both assured me that there was no problem whatsoever, like, to continue on. So that was music to my ears, and it took me a while to get to see him, actually.
Yeah.
You know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I did. You know, you have to make these appointments and whatever. Anyway, well, I got around to it, and I was grand, and then kind of got back into the gym slowly but surely, and you know, I got back to winning ways again, and
that's the main thing, like, isn't it? Yeah. After such an injury, like,
the bigger fights arose, and, you know, I almost fought Golovkin, Canelo. I was going to fight the winner of Golovkin and Canelo if I beat Lemieux.
Yeah.
You know, it was golden by, like, a very good.
but they do give you the chance once you put in the work,
They do,
like,
yeah. But then, you know, we've got a good relationship. They know I'm willing to fight anybody. They know that, you know. I did fight Billy Joe Saunders. I fought Eubank. I was going to fight Danny Jacobs. I agreed to fight that fight. I agreed to fight Golovkin. I agreed to fight Lemieux, obviously, and I was in line to fight the winner of Glafkin and Canelo.
Yeah.
Only for Lemieux.
Is there a name right now that you'd...
There's a guy I'm interested in now right now. Yeah, well, a fight actually. It's in Mexico on the 14th of April. I was gonna go over to it.
Yeah.
It's Jaime Munguia. He's a Mexican world champion. Very good fighter. He actually won the world title kind of a bit unexpectedly. He fought a guy called Saddam Ali. Saddam Ali beat Miguel Cotto to become the light middleweight WBO world champion, and then Saddam Ali kind of seemed to be the next,
big thing, like.
Yeah, and Munguia came in, he only won. Came in and battered him, like, absolutely destroyed him, and he won the title. He's held it since, and he fought the night that I fought Lemieux. He fought in Vegas that night. I met him. Really nice guy, actually, very nice. Like most boxers, like they're
nice outside. That's how you make your living then in the ring. Like you just
that's it. Like
relationships go to the side. Like
that's it. Yeah, him anyway. He's actually defending his title, believe it or not, against an Irishman in Mexico on the 14th of April. Yeah, and Dennis Hogan. He's campaigning out of Australia. He's doing really well over there. He's ranked number 1 in the world in WBO, so he's the mandatory challenger to Jaime Munguia. Right. They fight on the 14th of April. I was thinking we're going over. Dennis said if he wins the fight, he'll fight me next. It'll be history-making fight.
Jeez, that'd be class.
First
2
time
Irishmen
in history. It'd be 2 Irishmen for a world title. Like it'd be amazing,
And if that was to happen, where would you like to fight him?
Park the Quave.
Yeah,
he's from Kildare,
Yeah.
Fuck, that'd be a dream, wouldn't it? Fighting Park the
Quave. A nice summer's night now in Park the Quave or something like that. The class. Unreal, like.
I believe I'd beat him too.
Yeah.
Fuck, that would be just fucking spectacular to see, like, wouldn't it, out in Parky Ring or Parky Queen?
Yeah, I met him before, Dennis, we sparred before, and he's a nice guy,
Yeah.
Again, he is a nice fella. He was actually fighting in Germany, I think, after that, and we done a little bit of sparring once, and there was nothing to take from the spar. I don't believe myself personally, but I believe I would if we fought, but it's a tough job ahead of him. He's fighting Jaime Munguia, who's undefeated. I think he's about 31 fights undefeated. He's young, he's 22, 23 now, I think he is.
31 pro fights, like?
Yeah.
At that age?
Yeah. The Mexicans, he's like another Canelo. Canelo has 50 fights or something.
They just fucking recycle.
Like they start very young and they're good, man. The Mexicans. I love the Mexicans. I always loved them growing up. The Mexican fighters as well, and it'd be great to fight Munguia too. For the world title, it'd be great. He seems to be struggling at the weight though. He's very, very big at the weight, so he might be moving to middleweight. You wouldn't know after this. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I just don't know.
Have to see how it plays out. Like, yeah.
So it's interesting stuff though. I've always wanted to go to Mexico too.
Yeah.
So I love the Mexican people. They've similar background to ourselves.
Yeah.
And I checked a bit into the history about Ireland and Mexico as well. It's fascinating stuff. They celebrate the Irish every year over there as well. And
fuck that.
Canelo himself must have some Irish genes somewhere along, does he?
He definitely does. I'm fully convinced of that.
Yeah.
He's foxy.
I say Steve Collins is over in Mexico. Back about whatever year he was born, 80 something.
Yeah.
Maybe. Steve Collins, the way he fights and the ginger hair, Collins was in Mexico doing a fox.
Doing the milk rounds there, fucking over Mexico. I remember the first time I seen him and someone saying Mexico.
Yeah, sure, if you were just to look at him with the TV muted, you'd say, fuck this fella's nice.
Do you know what? It's very funny, actually. Well, I nearly wound up fighting him. I beat Lemieux. I would have been fighting him because he beat Golovkin on the night, but I lost Lemieux. I left him down, but it would have been me against Canelo. But years ago, he was fighting a fella called Ryan Rhodes. I don't know if you remember him.
No.
He was called himself the Spice Boy. He was like, he was a good fighter,
right?
But he fought out the Ingle gym in Sheffield with Prince Nassim under Brendan Ingle at the time, and he fought Canelo. And I was just watching the fight and tell you, but there were different weight divisions to me. I was a middleweight at that time. It's funny because Canelo's gone up and I've gone down.
Yeah.
But I've gone down to late middleweight. Canelo's gone up to super middleweight. I think he's coming back down to middleweight now, I think, to fight Jacobs. But I was looking at it at the time, but there was no indication whatsoever that we were going to fight each other. But I was looking and I was thinking to myself, geez, if I ever fought that bloke, like, there was absolutely, we were in completely different paths at the time. There's no chance, but she was nearly 8 years later, nearly happened. But I was thinking to myself as I was watching the fight, I didn't even have the moustache at the time, but I kind of sallowish skin, I do, and a little bit tanned, and dark. Like I was thinking, if I fought him, people would think if Sarah was just tuned into the TV and said, "There's a Mexican and an Irishman off." The human's the Mexican. Anyway. There's the Irish fella. They'd be cheering for the wrong fella. Without doubt.
Oh, for fuck's
But
sake.
in Vegas, the Mexican people, the supporters, unreal.
But it's close in there, isn't it? Like it's Vegas and too far from Mexico, I suppose. Is it like near the border?
No, it's not. LA as well as a big Mexican
community.
I fought there. Cinco de Mayo, the Mexican holiday.
Fuck,
The
that
4th
was
of
an
May,
experience.
actually, it was the Mexican Meat weekend. I wore the sombrero, actually.
I remember seeing it.
Just as a mark of respect
Bit of hat
to
tip
the
to them,
Mexican
like,
people.
yeah,
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it'd be like if a Mexican fella, as Pascal Thor said to me, my coach, like, he said, if there was a Mexican man came over here and started beating up all the best Irish boxers, and he didn't show any respect for the Irish people, like, would you like him?
Yeah,
Of course I wouldn't, like, you know. He
Yeah.
said, well, you know, you show respect to the Mexican people. I said, well, obviously I would anyway, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was their weekend, so if it was a Mexican fighter fighting here on Paddy's weekend, it'd be nice if he wore leprechaun or something.
Fuck, I suppose we're kind of nearly out of time here now at the minute, but before we wrap up, I just wanted to kind of ask.
I definitely have one or two more questions in I
Perfect.
just want to ask before we finish.
Do you know, throughout your career, you've obviously had the same corner, which and you can see online on social media and stuff. You have the crack, and do you know, you're very kind of close in the team. Do you think that's very important when it comes to?
Well, for
to
me,
fighting?
anyway, personally, it is. Like, I don't believe it is for other people. Like, you know, for say Billy Joe Saunders, for example, he's switched coach a few times, and numerous fighters have.
Yeah, they change corners.
Maybe not for them. Maybe other guys like to change things up a lot.
Yeah,
not for me. I'm kind of more about.
You're a family almost.
Yeah, we are. You know, that's how I like things. You know.
Yeah.
That's in everything, really.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
Definitely. Even with my promoters, I like my promoters. Like, and I like to. You know, if I felt as though there was any kind of a rift there, you know, I wouldn't like it. Like, I couldn't do it. Like,
a couple of questions for you, so before you finish.
Even though I should probably try and prove that way because it's business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm not a businessman. I don't feel like a businessman. You know,
you're a fighter.
I'm more of a normal person. You know,
Yeah.
I like, you know.
Yeah. You mentioned Eddie Hearn earlier, Macho Boxing.
Yeah.
What kind of character is he? Like, he seems like an absolute geezer. Like,
He's fucking great, crack.
Yeah,
you know, I actually had a few drinks with him there some time ago with another character, Kevin Mitchell, there from London. I don't know if you remember. He was actually a very good boxer as well. And I remember we had a few drinks, and it was a casual few drinks in a hotel after a boxing show, and he's witty out.
Yeah.
And I sat down with Eddie Hearn a few times at ringside, a good few times, and I like him a lot, you know.
He's
I
a bit of
really
banter,
like him.
like,
Yeah.
He gets booed a lot then as well.
He gets
Like,
booed a lot, and he gets
yeah.
a lot of grief online from people. You know, but he's up there with the best promoters I've
yeah.
ever worked with, personally, for me.
Yeah.
Lovely guy, treats you right, you know. Matchroom, they treat you very well as well, and
Very good.
you know, not every other promoter does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will say, just in case my promoter thinks about
He's not leaving you.
no, not at all. Jeez, my promotion team, Golden by Promotions, are, you know, second to none, and Murphy's Boxing are great, you know, and they're three the best.
Yeah.
And that's the honest truth. I'm not with Eddie Hearn anyway, but so I could say he's a bollocks.
Yeah.
Today, you know,
Yeah,
but
exactly, but
he's
you have
not,
that-
though.
Yeah.
I like him.
And have you heard him do impressions?
Yeah, he's a funny bastard. Like,
Unbelievable.
The Chris Eubank one is fantastic.
Senior impressions.
He's a right character, like, you know, and I've known that for years, and you know, I know him personally, and I like him a lot as a person, and in business as well, in promotion, he's been nothing but upfront and good to me, and whatever deals we had in place, there's never been a problem there.
Yeah. Unreal.
So I give him 10 out of 10.
Perfect.
Excellent.
For now.
And a few more.
He's rattling.
You're obviously sporting the tash these days,
and
you have plenty like different beer designs and stuff throughout the years in
Yeah.
boxing. Like, what kind of inspired those back in the day? Like, or how did that all start?
It's actually funny enough now you was talking about that, because I was talking to someone else about that earlier on in the day. I've a barber there, which I've been very loyal to as well over. It's all about loyalty, like, at the end of the day. My barber there, Paul O'Neill, down in Bazzers. Do you know, I haven't been down there in a long time now, because I've no hair anymore.
Is he the ginger fella?
He is.
He is.
Yeah,
The ginger
lovely
fella, you
guy.
can't trust the fuckers.
He's a lovely guy, actually, Paul. Yeah.
So he's sound out by. He's a he's genuine bloke, him now, and I really like him. You know, and I was, as I say, I was talking about that funny enough today. I know for the first time in ages, but I always remember like how I ended up going in there I wanted the Shamrocks for my pro debut, you know, back in 2008, and I did to a hairdresser somewhere, and I said to you one night, he goes, come here, would you be able to do Shamrocks there for me? She says, oh jeez, I wouldn't be able to do them. And she goes, hang on, no, she was nice though. She goes, listen, I'll try and find a fella there for you. I felt no fella might be able to do it, you know.
Yeah.
So she rang up Paul, like, but whatever kind of a phone she had anyway, it was very loud, and I could hear what he was saying as well, like.
All right.
And she says to him, come here, a fella there, he's a boxer, he wants to get a Shamrocks. Yeah, who's he? Spike. He goes, oh jeez, I know, I'm sending him straight in. You know?
Go ahead.
Yeah, but I didn't know him at the time. I went in by fucking
top class service.
Sound out by. Didn't charge me. Never charged me for haircut for the last bloody. Well, as I say, I don't go much anymore because I don't. But I go and visit him. I gave a pair of my shorts actually from my Irish title defence in the National Stadium. I gave them them. I framed them, and he has them inside the inside the shop, like inside Bassage, if you ever want to call and get a haircut. And
yeah.
But he's
I won't be going in there now.
I'll tell him Spike.
No, but he's gentleman. He how the lines and all that.
Yeah.
Making a long story longer. How the lines came about was Paul's fucking. He's like an artist. He's mad, and he would sit down one day and he just start bloody shave a beard into the Shamrocks, and he say like.
He just had free reign over it, like, and
that's it. Then, and I'm that's the way I am.
You trust him then, like, just
I do.
Yeah,
he's very good. He's very good, and that's just what happened. Like, that's how I ended up with all these bloody mad haircuts. I had Shamrock idea, and going back to Steve Collins against Eubank. Actually, he had the Shamrocks first of all, and I liked it, but mine were better. But you know, but his were ginger, so mine had to be better. But no, but the Shamrocks and Paul just put lines and all sorts of bloody things going on, but they were cool, like.
Unreal, that's class.
That's a class story,
and then I just came up with this moustache myself.
Yeah,
just,
so that's the staple, you know, really, like, you know,
I don't even need the passport now anymore, so
straight through duty free. Yeah. You've actually met some characters throughout the years, and I remember you actually met Zlatan, Ashley Cole, all them over. How did they find the Cork accent when you were introduced to them?
They were fierce, nice to buy. Actually, you know, they have perceptions about people. Sometimes, you know,
they say don't meet your heroes, kind of almost like
Yeah, I've met an awful lot of people now over the years. Like, it's been great. Been lucky, you know. It's been been very fortunate. It's been a great journey, great life, great career. Like, great times, you know.
Yeah.
And are you a United fan personally?
United fan, yeah.
And you got to meet Zlatan, like, which is fucking class, like, you know.
Yeah, it was big time.
Yeah.
He said to me, "Do you know what? No, it was fucking gas. Actually, he gave me a jersey. I have it there in the car. Believe it or not, I showed you there.
Yeah.
It was an LA Galaxy one with O Sullivan on the back of it. First thing he said to me, myself, Pascal Lowe, another fellow, Mark Kennedy, he was there, and Craig O'Brien, my sparring partner, and he says, why aren't you fighting Golovkin? He goes, I see the posters, why did the fight happening? I said, look, because I will fight him. I said, I was going to fight him, I will fight him. And there was a different plan in place with Golden Boy and all that night. But I was amazed that he knew me, and that he's interested. He loves boxing, he loves martial arts, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it was that was.
It's nice that he recognised you as well, like, almost. And
yeah, because
which is a surreal moment.
He's unbelievable. Fuck's sake, 4 goals against England there, like, was unreal.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Ashley Cole was sound as well, by
for perception of him in the public, like,
yeah. How we actually got to meet him was we were training in their grounds with Pascal's cousin, I think, is an actual kit man from.
I'll go ahead.
He was like, Pascal was like. He said to Pascal, no interest in soccer, like, some fucking crack, actually. He looked at there in a second, oh my god. But Pascal is a beauty. But we were there, and his cousin was ringing up saying, look, do you want the lads want to meet the boys, the soccer players?
Yeah.
And Pascal said, Spike, do you want to meet the LA Galaxy? I was like, yeah, myself, Craig, he's a big soccer fan as well. So we went to meet him, we were delighted, like, and being big soccer fans ourselves, and Pascal was like, no fucking clue, he was calling him Zlatan Abramovich. Right? So anyway, we were telling him, like, I was like, Pascal, why this fella now is top 10 greatest footballer ever, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, really, is he? Yeah. I was like, he is, yeah. He was like, next day I was driving anyway. Driving into training again in the LA Galaxy place, you know, and we spotted him. Here's Zlatan going across the fucking car park. Pascal says, stop the car. He says to me, I says, stop the car. Next thing he jumps over the car, right? Now he had about 3 or 4 security guards. They were around protecting the
area.
The area of the training ground, like, basically. So anyway, Pascal, the man bastard, he starts running across the car park. Zlatan. Security guards like fucking small fafflers running after him. They couldn't catch Pascal, you know. It's fucking brilliant. Oh, fuck's sake, stop. Right? And then Zlatan goes, leave him through, you know, or whatever, like.
Fucking
He
hell.
goes, he gave him a Celtic Warrior t-shirt, you know, from the gym.
Yeah. Brilliant.
It's just great crack now, like, he's
Fucking hell.
shouting his wrong name right across the car park, like. I thought he was leaving him through to give him a fucking kick in the head, like, you know.
Fucking unreal.
I forgot the wrong name, but yeah.
Jeez, that's some story. That's unbelievable. Yeah.
That was
Great crack, like.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Do you have any more questions or anything before we wrap up?
No, well, yeah, I suppose the way you say you're a big City fan as well, yeah, Cork
I
City.
love Cork City.
Yeah.
I've gone to Cork City, geez, since I'm bloody 13, I'd say.
Go
Nice
away.
go to Thorn's Cross there.
Yeah.
George is going back to them, and it's actually my niece now is a big fan as well, and
Yeah.
she goes to the matches, and I trained the Mardick Arena there.
Oh yeah,
You
and
know,
they have
and
a partnership with them, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
We all train there in the same
Very
same
good.
gym, like squad
Yeah.
gym, yeah. You know, so
We, do you know Alan Bennett?
we
him
do
on
know
the
Alan
podcast.
very well.
Yeah.
Jeez, I do.
Top man. Top man.
We had him
He
on
is,
the
yeah.
we had him on the podcast not too long ago, and he was like an absolute gent, like,
One
you
of my
know.
favourite.
He is
also,
indeed,
man.
yeah. Oh, geez, I see Alan inside the gym regularly enough as
Yeah.
well there, inside in the Mardick, like he's fucking A1, like,
Yeah.
you know, and
Top man.
I mean, actually we were doing we were at an award ceremony there for jeez, what bloody hell, some sort of martial arts award night. Anyway, he was there as well, and we were both making a presentation that night. You know. I was only talking there recently again in the gym. Yeah.
Very good.
So no fella though.
Ah, he is,
He was
yeah.
always, to be honest, now going back before he left, like,
Yeah.
you know, when he came back, like, prior to that, he was, I always thought he was a very good player. Like, he was one of my favourite
Yeah.
players, like his style, like, you know.
Yeah. And you wear the badge on the shorts as well,
That's
the
right,
crest,
yeah. I got that there off chap there, Tony Tobin. It was a funny story. I just bumped into him randomly on
Yeah.
Patrick's there one day. He just started chatting to me. I was chatting away to him. Sound out.
Unreal. He's the same fellow who does the poems, isn't he?
That's right.
Yeah,
He done a
Tobin,
poem for me
yeah,
actually. Lovely poem
Did
there. He did indeed. Geez, very
I'll check
nice.
out.
Geez,
Yeah.
great. And he gave me the crest by and fucking.
Very good.
On the shorts,
You
Cork
know.
with you all the time. So
Yeah, of course, but of
Yeah.
course.
It's unreal.
But you know what? He only had 2 of them, right?
Right.
And so he was like, "This is precious now." Like he got them made somewhere random now, like some like Indonesia or somewhere crazy like that. you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't have the crest no more.
Okay.
I gave the shorts away for charity, right?
Fuck.
So the crest is still in the shorts. I had to leave them kind of as the way they were for the fight,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm afraid to tell him. I hope he doesn't watch this video.
Tony better send out an old call in
I know,
there and
I
get a few
know.
more made
Yeah,
up.
I know.
Get it
Well,
started.
I'd love it if he did.
Yeah. If he is watching.
yeah.
Or else we just have to track down
If
where
he
they
is,
went.
I'm sorry, Tony.
That's for a good cause. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. So I suppose just before we wrap up, we just want to wish you the best of luck for the future.
Thanks very much. Appreciate
Do
it.
you know, we could talk, I'd say, for another hour. Like, we
Yeah.
have so much to kind of get through.
Unreal.
We might even have you back on if you'd like to come back.
Yeah.
And hopefully, when you do come back, you have the world belt with you, and you'll be the champion.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, thanks very much for just taking the time to sit down with us.
You
And,
know, you're a
know,
busy
it's
man. Like, yeah.
great to see
It's great.
a Cork
yeah,
lads, do you know, do so well, like on the big stage and stuff over time.
Yeah,
like,
it's been good. It's been a good journey so far. You know,
Yeah,
as I said,
yeah.
I've been fortunate to.
and it's not over yet.
Fight all the places.
Exactly.
I did,
Yeah,
and
that's the main thing.
Yeah, it's
Not
it's
over
far
yet.
from over, I believe.
Yeah.
You know, I believe
Yeah.
maybe the best is yet to come.
Brilliant.
And for anyone not following Spike, I don't know why they wouldn't be, but definitely. What is it? At Spike O Sullivan?
Yeah, Spike O Sullivan on Twitter and on Instagram, and Gary Spike O Sullivan on Facebook.
Yeah. Definitely check him out. It's worth a follow, and he comes out with some great stuff on you.
Amazing stuff.
Some wacky stuff.
The mother-in-law.
Yeah.